In this Corecon training video segment, we're going to explore the prime contract invoices specific to contracts that are unit price with billed quantities. To find this, we're going to go to the Projects module. We're going to select a project that's already been created. In this case, it's for unit price with billed quantities. And we're going to go down to the contract admin. Cost codes have been set up, and each line item on a unit price with billed quantities prime invoice has its own unique cost code. If we go into the prime contract and notice that it's approved and it has a status date, I'm going to open that up and go down to the contract amount or unit price items. A unit price of billed quantities contract is a situation where you have a pre-negotiated unit price for every item and an estimated quantity. At times, these contracts are also called IDIQ, or indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity. They're commonly used in government, but most Corecon subscribers wouldn't use this type of contract. They tend to be more used by certain trades such as service contracts, asphalt, concrete, utility service connections, and so on. We've already set up the estimated quantities and the unit price for each item. Before we go into the prime invoice, a common question that we receive is, how do I calculate the totals that I'm going to bill on a prime invoice for a unit price with billed quantities contract? Corecon has provided in the documentation module daily logs. If your field team are recording daily logs on a daily basis, there's a section on daily logs called activities where the units completed for that day can be recorded. As you can see, there's 4 for the week that we're going to be billing for today. Corecon also provides a report that will summarize this for you. If you go to the reports menu, and there's several in here based on activities. Since I used a unique cost code for each line item on my unit price contract, I'm going to use this third summary. I'm going to show the week that I need to bill for, and I'm going to click View Report. Because I used a job cost code to group these individual items, this report will also subtotal by item. The descriptions are all the same. The quantities recorded for each day show, and a subtotal. Go to page 2. You can see the same thing. Subtotals at the bottom. Page 3. No matter how you gather this information, the process to bill a unit price contract is the prime invoice. If we go back to our project, and then back to contract admin, and down to prime invoices. I've selected this particular contract because we already have several prime invoices created. We're going to create the invoice issued for the month of July. Go back to contract admin, and we'll go to actions and add manually. Again, that's the first prime contract under this project. We're going to set the contact for our company. The architect is already showing, the client and their contact are already showing. This is the 5th prime invoice in order, so Corecon will know based on that order number that the previous billings to date are based on order number 1 through 4. It also recognizes order number 5 as the current invoice, and the invoice number has defaulted to 005, but that could be changed into another format. I'm going to select the billing date or issue date, the terms. Even though I'd usually send this out as a pencil copy or a pending copy and wait for the customer, client, or project owner to approve, in this case I'm going to go ahead and just mark that approved. And note that this prime contract has a 10% retainage or holdback. Click Save and Next. We're going to use option A to create this prime invoice. Option B is discussed in a different training video. Then we'll click Next. Now all the items on the contract appear. It's also easy to see get the total daily log quantity recorded to date for each line item, and the previous invoice to date. The difference between the two would be the current quantity on this invoice. That should correspond to the report that we generated, but if need be, these could be adjusted manually. Then we'll click Add and Next. The information has already been recorded. If we need to go back and make any adjustments, we're going to go to the View Invoice Details. This would include both the original and change order unit price items. We also have the ability to adjust the retainage here, although there is a separate wizard to bill out or bill down retainage. We'll go up to Reports, Prime Invoice Details. We'll print this one to PDF so we can preview it. We also have a couple different ways of printing out this invoice. We're just going to use the item details, but probably the job cost code detail would work just as well. The first page is formatted similar to an AIA G702 form. The detailed page or continuation sheets follow. We see only the line items that have a current total showing in the quantity column, the unit price, the extended price, and the amount of retainage. The totals match. We also have the ability, if we scroll back to the reports, at the prime contract invoice information page, and we can also see that you can print a prime invoice lien waiver. If you'd like to know more about the information included in this training video, we encourage you to go to the help articles, to leads and projects, to contract administration, to prime contract invoices, and there's additional information as well as the information included in this training video in several of these help articles, specifically the unit price prime contracts article.